Ms. Cox, first question. What can you do to strengthen and improve the teaching profession?
Okay, so in order to strengthen and improve the teaching profession, I believe it starts with the teacher. And so I believe that a teacher first must have what is known as sound character, which means you have to be willing, first and foremost, to submit to authority, to those who are in leadership. To strengthen the profession, you must support the vision and the mission of the institution in which you teach, which means you have to comply with expectations and procedures. You cannot be a wayward teacher, one who wants to have your own way and to follow the crowd if you are going to improve or to strengthen the profession. So there are some things that I would do, as a teacher to strengthen or to improve the teaching profession. It comes down to planning, effectively planning lessons that are rigorous, meaningful, and at the same time exciting to capture or to cater to the needs of various students in the classroom. You have to be able to go above and beyond as a teacher if you are going to strengthen this profession. It means that there are times you have to do things outside of just what is there on books for you to do as a teacher. It means there are days that you have to stay late. There are nights you have to stay up. And there are things that you have to sacrifice to do. You have to be able to provide support socially and emotionally for students. And that starts first with building positive relations. The kids have to know that they have somebody that they can talk with, that when they are going through difficult moments, that you are that person that they can relate to. If they are not able to relate to you as a teacher, then it is going to make things difficult. Even as it relates to classroom management, a teacher who builds relationship with students tend to have better classroom management, because the students always see as those that are more difficult to manage or to talk to. When you build that kind of relationship, then these are students who will be able to listen to you. These are students who you are able to talk to, and they will. Another way of strengthening the teaching profession, or supporting the teaching profession, is ensuring that I offer avenues of growth and development for students. Ensuring too that leadership skills are garnered and are nourished when it comes down to our students. And I can do this by exposing them to different avenues. For example, I know that for one, spelling bee is one of those areas that students can grow academically. They learn, they are exposed to new words, vocabulary. Once a person's vocabulary is broadened, then that will also help in reading and helping them also to express themselves. For example, this year, some students were entered into the spelling bee competition. They were able to go all the way to North Carolina, and they competed against other schools. This I feel will build their self-confidence and also allow students to feel as if they are part of a global village. In addition to spelling bee, I have also introduced debate, and believe me, the students have really been doing a good job in researching. Their confidence level has been boosted when they have to stand in front of the audience to present a point and to also try to support their points. I think that avenues like these build leadership skills in students. The fact that I take these students on several field trips for this school year. This also, I think, helped to strengthen the teaching profession, because it shows the students here in Allendale that there is a world, a big world out there. It brings so much joy to see the excitement. And when you listen to the students talk, how thrilled and excited they are that they are able to communicate with people outside of Allendale and to see other students from other schools. Coupled with those, I can also strengthen the teaching profession by offering mentorship and guidance to teachers who join the staff, to new teachers. So far for this year, there were several changes that were made to the 8th grade, for example. And at every turn, all the teachers that came in, I had to provide that level of support. I have to guide as best as I could to ensure that they are able to maneuver, especially at the times in which they came in this grade. So those are some things that can be done to strengthen the teaching profession. But another skill I have is that I also do fitness outside of school. And I believe that if you have a staff that is healthy, then it will cut back on the number of sick days that teachers take. And not just the sick days, but the fact that mentally, physically, and emotionally a teacher is able to move and function. This will enable the teacher to give of his or her best in the classroom. So one of the things that I would do and I would suggest is that I can start a fitness program here in this school, where at least once per week, for a start, we could have a fitness program where teachers, like say from 4 to 5, are able to join into an exercise program in the evening. Not just to exercise, where the physical body is concerned, but also to talk about ways of dieting and different things, to avoid so that we can keep healthy. Lastly, another way I can strengthen or improve this teaching profession is to work on building positive relationships in the school. In that, I noticed that there is the absence of a hospitality committee in the school. And so I would lead the charge in starting a hospitality committee in the school, where at the outset, teachers can contribute to this. For example, each teacher can contribute, say, $50 for the year. And so when there is a death in the family, when there is a birthday, or if there's a newborn, then instead of going around to teachers and asking them to give you something, then the fund is there that we can substantially take something from that and show the teachers that we love and that we care about what they go through on a daily basis. Along with that, we can find different days or evenings where we can come together as a staff and have different staff social, right? Where we can play a game, where we can carry food, whether it is a potluck or whatever it may be, where we can share together, laugh, and have a good time as a staff. All these are ways of building the teaching profession, because it is not just about coming here to teach or to impart knowledge. That is a key thing. But you have to understand too that healthy relationships, when people feel positive, when people feel that they are loved and that they are appreciated and that they are supported, then they are also able to give of their best. Thank you.
Ms. Cox, question 2. Why do you think Allendale County School District is the best to teach?
Okay, Allendale County Schools is the best place to teach. All right, in fact, I'm going to be very honest with you. Before coming to Allendale, there are so many things I've heard about Allendale. The level of violence that takes place in Allendale. People often talk about, the school is underperforming. And there were just so many negative things that were said about Allendale. But I said, I'm going to take my chances, because the truth is that I have always, for whatever reason, I've always worked in schools that are not probably performing at top tier, so to speak. So I was willing to take my chance in Allendale. But I can safely say, and I'm being very honest, that there has never been a time that I've been in Allendale, come to school, that I feel that I am not safe. So I will start there. I believe that amidst the violence that is taking place around Allendale or in the community itself, the school here is very, very safe. I have never heard of any instance, I've been here 2 years, and I've never heard of any instance where any guns have been found in Allendale. I mean, like all other schools, we have fights, the students fight, right? Which happens almost in any school district. But to say you have parents who come up into the school to want to fight teachers, that I've heard of, in other schools. As a matter of fact, the school that I'm coming from, there are instances where parents would come on campus and want to be confrontation. I have really never experienced anything like that yet in Allendale. So I believe that the school is fairly safe. Secondly, I believe Allendale County School District is the best place to teach, because Allendale School is very resourceful. Now, in all honesty, do we take care of all the resources? No. But there is not a lack of resources in Allendale. In fact, each student have access to computer. I mean, it's the age of technology, and each student here in Allendale has access to computer. In fact, in times past, each student had their own iPads. But again, because of how students are, sometimes they don't take care of the things that they have. We have to do something different. So the access is there. Any teacher at any day can get a card, and the kids have access to these iPads to use. All classrooms have what we call Promethean boards. These are the latest in technology in the school, right? And so when it comes down to the classrooms, we have adequate desks and chairs, just about everything. When it comes down to books, we have books galore. And so when it comes down to resource, I believe that Allendale is very, very resourceful. All the latest gadgets and technology you can think about, we have them here in Allendale. In addition to that, we have one of the best induction programs running here in Allendale. I can say for a fact because I am a part of that program, and I have been in a previous induction program where it was very strenuous. There were a lot of things that were demanded, and in many instances I did not feel as though a lot of the things that I was asked to do benefited me as a new teacher in the classroom. But with this induction program that we have through Advanced Ed, I can say of a fact that they cater to the needs of every new teacher. All the strategies that we use when we go to these classes are just things that are realistic to the ideal classroom. In fact, I have taken so much from those sessions that I am currently using them. For example, Socratic seminars, I see them as very resourceful now in my classroom. And the discussions that we have had in these sessions, we are able to talk about the real life situations that are happening in our classrooms, and we are given, different solutions as how we can treat with the things that we encounter on a daily basis in the classroom. So that's, to me, that's a big start. That's one thing that I can say to anyone, that it is a place to work, because when you come into Allendale, this induction program is something that will help to also give you that kind of support that you need. The environment, and I am going to speak profoundly about the school at which I am currently. When it comes down to support from administration, there is support from administration. As a matter of fact, I cannot recall ever asking for help in any area that I have not been given adequate help. In fact, if they cannot help, I am sure that they are going to find somebody who can provide me with that support and help that I need. There is a scope of upward mobility in Allendale schools. And I have seen that, just by talking to persons who are in leadership roles here, these are persons who actually grew up in Allendale and have worked and have proven that they are capable of leadership and are, in fact, providing that leadership now in Allendale. So it shows that, there are scopes there for, upward mobility. So apart from support, there's also the avenue where you can own your own as a teacher. There's a level of autonomy in your classrooms here in Allendale. Coming on board in Allendale, with all the ideas and plans that I have in mind of what I want to see. For example, field trips. I am a teacher, I teach history, so I like field trips. There has never been a time that I have reached out to my administrators to say that this is what I would want to do as a teacher for my kids, just to expose them and for them to grow and develop, that I have been given a no. As long as you can show and you can prove that this is going to benefit the students and benefit the school, then you for sure you get the support from administrators. And even when it comes down to your classroom, to be honest, I have taught in other districts where you feel like you're a robot, so to speak, like you are just functioning based on what you are told to do. Since I have been here in Allendale, I can say of a fact that I am able to teach, and I feel as if I am holding my own as a teacher. I can do, what I want to do, as long as I am following the standards that are given, that I am following the protocols that are laid down. I am able to teach, and I feel that I am supported, and I feel my own self coming out when I am teaching. So for all these reasons, I believe that Allendale is a place to be. As a matter of fact, I am not even thinking about going anywhere else, because Allendale has provided me that support that I need to grow and to develop as a teacher. And I can't help but say too that Allendale is a place to work or to teach, because when it comes down to compensation, in comparison to other schools, Allendale really compensates the teachers fairly well. Not just your salary, but for anything that you do. When you, I know that in time past, I observe, even when there's professional development, if there's a teacher who is strong in an area, they'll use the teachers who are in the schools, and they are compensated, right? So you feel as though, you're not just there, but if you have a special skill or ability, and you are able to teach and support other teachers, then you are compensated for that. So of course, for all these reasons, Allendale is a place to teach.